Now that we have created a navigation mesh, we need to give our AI some reason to actually use it. We will start with something simple, getting the AI to move around the traversable area within the level randomly. We will add functionality to the AI character blueprint to get the AI to move to a nearby spot on the mesh, wait, and then move again in an endless loop. The first step will be to create a custom event within our character that will contain our random wander logic. Then we will use another function to repeatedly call this function once the game is running. We'll begin by selecting it in the content browser, double-clicking and opening it. In the event graph, right-click and begin typing custom event. Name this new custom event random wander. Drag out from the execution pin of this new custom event and begin typing simple move to location. Press enter when it appears to add it to the graph. The simple move to location function requires two pieces of information. The first, the controller that the character is using, and secondly, a goal provided as a vector. Let's begin by providing the controller. We can do that by right-clicking in the event graph and begin typing getController. By default, the getController function will target the object it's attached to and return the controller that is being used. In this case, that will be the AI controller that we created. Connect the return value from the getController function to the controller input on the simple move to location. Now we need to provide our goal vector. Right-click on the event graph and begin typing getRandomReachAblePoint in radius. As you can see, this function has many inputs and outputs, but don't worry, we only need to use some of them. The most important ones are the origin, which is where it should start looking from, and the radius, which defines the area around the origin that it will look for a reachable point. In this case, our origin is very straightforward. We want to use the current position of the third-person character. We can do this by using the getActorLocation function. Right-click on the event graph and begin typing getActorLocation. Much like the getController function, by default, this targets self, that is to say, the current character, and the return value is a vector, which is exactly what we need. Connect the return value from the getActorLocation function to the origin of the getRandomReachAblePoint in radius. Now we just need to define a radius. For this quick example, and considering our level is quite small, I'm happy to set a large radius that will encompass the entire area. Select the radius and type 10,000. For this example, we don't need to specifically set anything for navData or filter class. The existing mesh will be used by default. Now we have our random location, and we can connect the random location output from the getRandomReachAblePoint in radius to the goal input of the simple move to location. Next, I'll just quickly reorder the nodes here so it's a little easier to read. Now we have our completed random wander event that consists of one function, a simple move to location. This location comes from our getRandomReachAblePoint in radius function, which uses the actor's current location as the origin and a generous radius around this to pick a new location. We also specify the controller by supplying it using the getController function. Now we've created our event, we need something to actually call this event, otherwise nothing will actually happen. Start by right-clicking on the event graph and typing begin play until the event begin play appears, then hit enter. Now, drag the execution pin from event begin play and begin typing set timer by event. The first thing we need to do to use this function is specify which event we're talking about. We can do this by connecting the delegate output pin from the random wander event we created into the event input of our set timer by event. Next, we need to specify at which time this event should actually be triggered. We can do this with the time value. For this example, I'll just set a value of 1.5. This means 1.5 seconds after this function is called, the event that is connected will be activated. And finally, for our example, we do want it to loop forever, so I'll check the looping bool here. Note in this case, the return value, which is a timer handle structure, is not something we need to use, as we will not need to manipulate the timer outside of this specific setup. This means we can safely ignore this output. With that connected, the only thing left to do is to hit F7 or press the compile button in the toolbar to ensure that everything is working as expected. With the compile complete, our setup is also complete, and all that we have to do now is check that it actually works in game. We can do this by minimizing this blueprint editor window, coming to the game window, and pressing play. Note that we can now see the AI moving from point to point around the level randomly. However, it's exhibiting basically no intelligence other than basic object avoidance. In this video, we got to see our nav mesh being used for the first time. We added functionality to the AI character blueprint to get the AI to select and then move to a nearby valid spot on the nav mesh. We then used the set timer by event function to call this functionality every 1.5 seconds.